Hi everybody, welcome to Unit 8, Lesson 7. This is your final new lesson of the semester. How exciting is that? And it's kind of a breath of fresh air because it's all about estimating, right? And that's not bad. So let's go ahead and get straight into examples. So Unit 8, Lesson 7, determine reasonableness of solutions. So a lot of times when you are working with equations, sometimes it's good to, especially like look at this number here, 17,156. That's a very exact number, right? Sometimes it helps to estimate that to make sure, does my exact answer actually make sense with the problem? Okay? So that's what it means by determining the reasonableness of solutions. All right? So let's look at number 1. And this is number 1 on your practice on page 7, okay? An internet service provider had a total of 17,156 customers last year. They gained a net of 1,802 customers this year. That means like more. They had more customers. They hope to reach at least 35,000 customers in 10 years. Estimate the number of customers they need to reach their goal. Okay, so with this, what we're going to do, we're going to estimate them. So 17,156. A good estimate for this one that is fairly close, it's still like within range, like 20,000, that would be too far away. But we could say 17,000, and that would be a good estimate for this. 1,802, that's very close to 2,000, right? I would say that is probably the best estimate for it, right? And then plus more customers, all right, that needs to all add up to at least 35,000. Okay, that's what this is looking at. Well, these two, we can add these together real quick. That equals 19,000 plus more customers. Okay, and so to figure out how many more customers they need to have in order to reach the 35,000, well, let's take away the 19,000 that they already reached from both sides of our equation. 19,000 minus 19,000, those cancel, and we're left with the customers. And then, let's see here. Well, we can borrow, we don't even need a calculator for this. Okay, 15 minus 9 is 6, 2 minus 1 is 1, giving us 16,000. So they need to reach at least 16,000 more customers. And you'll see on your practice that like when you enter numbers, or even in the multiple choice questions and stuff, they're usually going to round to like the thousands place or the hundreds place, okay? So almost always it'll be to the highest place value, with the exception of like this one here. All right, number 2, estimate the value of x. And this is number 2 on your practice. All right, so 4x, that seems okay to me. I don't think we necessarily need to change 4x, but 189, that's pretty close to 200. So we could estimate that at 200. 578, that seems very close to 600, right? So now we're just down to a two-step equation. Right now I am subtracting 200 in order to get rid of it. I need to add 200 to both sides, so I'm left with 4x equals 800, right? They cancel on the left. Right now I'm multiplying by 4 to get rid of it. I'm going to divide by 4 on both sides. 4 divided by 4 is 1, so we are left with x on the left. And then 800 divided by 4 is 200. So with that, if you were to go back and do the actual problem, your answer should be somewhere around 200. And again, that's just a good way for you to estimate and determine, is my answer reasonable? Like if you get something that's like at 2,000, well, that's way off, right? So you know something went wrong and you need to go back and look at it again. Okay, number 3, final one, is number 3 on your quick check. Which is the best estimate for x? So on your quick check, that's a multiple choice question. So this is kind of what I was talking about right here, like focusing on that place value. One of these is going to be the best estimate, whereas the other ones don't make any sense. So let's figure out which one it is. So 50, that's a nice pretty number, so I'm going to leave that one alone. X divided by 50 minus 94 is very close to 100, so I'm going to estimate that at 100. 189, very close to 200. See, and those numbers are much nicer and prettier than the other ones. So let's go ahead and solve from here. First, I'm going to get rid of my subtraction. I'm subtracting 100 right now, so to get rid of it, I'm going to add 100. Negative 100 plus 100 is 0. Those cancel. We're left with x divided by 50. Sorry. And then 200 plus 100 is 300. Well, right now I am dividing by 50, so to get rid of it, I'm going to multiply by 50. Multiply by 50. When you multiply and divide by the same number, they cancel each other out. We're just left with x. And then 300 times 50. Well, 3 times 5 is 15, and then I can just tack all 3 of those zeros on the end. Fun little math trick. So 15,000 is the most reasonable estimate. That's this guy right here. For me, on mine, it was answer D. It might be different for yours, so make sure you pay attention to that as well. 150 would have been way too low. 1,500, that's very different than 15,000. So is 150,000, right? Think in terms of money. Like if someone owes you money, right, and you're calculating it and you're expecting them to pay close to 15,000, but they only give you 1,500, something's wrong, right? So that's kind of a real life situation where this could impact you greatly, or if you owed somebody that kind of money, right? So anyway, I hope that helps, and happy last lesson, and then just one more test and you're done. If you need extra support, just let me know.